Hello Film Worlders, it's me, your host Micah Pendleton with
Micah,
and welcome to Premiere Prep, our 2016 Filmmakers Christmas list.
Yes.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
This is our third year doing it.
Yes, it is.
And his second time.
Yes.
Last time we couldn't work out the logistics.
Yeah.
But we got him this time. All right.
Exactly.
So we're doing something a little bit different this year. So the past couple years we've kind of combined a list and we have both presented it, but this year we thought we'd change it up a little bit. And I've got my own Christmas list and he's got his own.
Yes.
And mine is actually very gear-based.
Mine's more informational based.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into first. We'll start with, say, a section of mine. We'll go over light kits. My light kit that I chose is, well, the one that I reviewed for Season 3, Episode 1, which Michael Saka directed.
Yes.
And it was a great, really fun episode, and if you haven't seen it, definitely click up top to watch it.
Yes.
And we're using them right now. Fantastic lights, just over $120, and you cannot complain. 3 soft boxes, a boom kit, which right now we're using as a mic stand. I mean, it's just, the light bulbs themselves cost about as much as a kit would. So
There's,
it's
of
really
course, with
impressive.
anything with that price, you have a few drawbacks, but
Quality mainly.
exactly, like
Yeah.
the handles and stuff like that. So just be gentle with it. But overall, it's a good product. But again, check out the review and
Absolutely.
you'll see if you like it or not.
Okay, so moving on. Let's go ahead and move on to your first thing. What have you got for us,
So,
Michael?
masterclass.com. With this site, basically you have all the top masters, and they give classes. So there's film, but there's also like 20, like some of them have like 22 episodes or so. It's expensive, but if you want to learn how to cook from the top line guys, all the way to filming, writing, music, everything related to film.
So it's like not just filmmaking, it's all kinds of
around.
stuff. Wow.
All around
okay.
everything.
Excellent.
Top of the line, guys. It's a little pricey, like I said. I think one course I was looking at was $90.
Now, Shane Herbert did one of these too,
Yes.
didn't he?
And-
The cinematographer who did Need for Speed, Terminator Salvation, several other great
Yes.
movies. Fantastic, and I'm
Still
not even all the
watching
way
over-
through
yeah,
it. It's
hours and hours.
so many hours of really good information. Definitely a good one.
Yeah. And there's the new ones are coming up all the time, so it's great information.
So they're constantly updating it and
Exactly.
everything.
And so, it'd be a great thing to put on your Christmas list. Of course, go on, look over the reviews. Some of these guys are better teachers than others. Like with anybody, you can have somebody that knows the field perfectly but can't teach with a flick.
Moving on to more gear stuff again, we have shotgun
mic.
microphone. Yes. Now, this one I will tell you, this is just on my wish list because I haven't used this one personally, but I have drooled over it for quite a little while now. And considering how inexpensive it is, I might just go for it sometime soon. It is the Rode VideoMicro. This is a tiny, I think it's like 3 inches long.
Oh, wow.
Little shotgun mic for $60, just under $60.
It's a really good price.
Oh yeah, really inexpensive, and of course being Rode means they're really good quality.
Yeah,
You get
really good
fantastic audio. A good friend of ours has the Rode NTG2, which
yeah.
I've used a little bit. It is a phenomenal mic.
Yes.
Phenomenal mic.
Yes, it is.
It really is, and a lot of people go on and on about Rode, and I must say it's for a good reason because they have such good products. They're a little expensive, but they are very, very good.
Again, you're paying for quality. You need to make sure that you get a good sounding mic. I've seen people film things on the Red Epic, and
Right.
their sound is awful, and it makes it basically almost unviewable.
Like Steven Spielberg, I think it was, said, sound is half the picture.
Exactly.
I think that's him who said that.
I believe so too.
All right, so now let's move on.
Actually, lenses.
Yeah, let's go on to lenses. Why not?
Yeah.
Lenses, we have the Rokinon 35mm Cine Lens, Cine Prime lens, and it comes in at $427. Now again, this is a wish list for me, and I personally would get it in probably a micro 4/3 mount, but of course you can get them in EF, PL, E mount, and I believe A mount. It's a full line of mounts you can get for these lenses. And the Rokinons are really known for being great quality at a really inexpensive price. And $427 for a Cine Prime 35mm, it's hard to beat. It really is.
Good
And
price.
the images from these lenses are just they're just fantastic.
You want to spend your money on a lens.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
Lens
then
is half the
perspective.
camera. We're talking about half the movie being audio. A lens is half the camera.
Actually, I have to say it's more important than a camera.
In many ways, yes. Of course, you gotta take many things into consideration, and it's almost like a car. If you can say that a engine is more important than the tires, but you're not going anywhere without the tires.
Exactly.
So it really is. So many things work into all this, even lighting into the lens. So this is a fantastic lens and a fantastic price. And I haven't personally used it, but like I said, it's a wish list, and I really wish I had this. And oh,
Yeah.
so beautiful. Ooh. All right.
So
What do you got?
now this one is, it's another store,
Right.
but they have great prices on, you're talking about music, where you can tune it. You got sound effects, so like punching, fire aspects, all kinds of different. It's like basically like a lot of basically audio tracks.
Okay.
And it's a Triune Store based from Film Riot. And they have a lot of good sales going on, and throughout the year, especially right now. So give them a shot. We actually bought some stuff from them. And,
Oh yeah, we bought the combo pack that had
Yeah.
like a lot of different. Yeah, it's
and
great.
saved like, it was 75% off, and we bought, I think initially it was, normally would have been $400 and something worth.
Yeah.
And
Those
when-
guys are doing sales all the time.
Yeah.
Little secret, wait for the sale.
Yes, wait for
Because
the
they're
sale.
talking like 60, 75%
Yeah.
off.
And also too, once you buy the sound, all their music and everything, once you buy it, it's yours.
Mhm.
You can edit it, modify whatever you want. And also, for instance, like a punch sound, they do it in like 3 or 4 different sounds for that particular punch sound.
And if I'm not mistaken, you actually buy the rights to it when you purchase it, right?
Well, it's
so you don't have to even mention the name.
No, you don't have to mention it all.
Excellent.
It's yours.
So it's not even Creative Commons, you know.
No, it's not even. It's yours.
That is really impressive.
And,
really good prices too.
It is. Let's move on.
Okay, so moving on to more gear stuff. Let me see. Okay, now this is just a little fun insert. Movie. Okay, you can probably come up with one after this too, just off the top of your head, I'm sure. Oh, I shouldn't have asked that question. All right, so for me, it would have to be Tim Burton's Batman from 1998. Oh, sorry, 1989. And it's on Blu-ray for only $8 on Amazon. And I had actually never seen the Tim Burton Batman up until a few months ago. And I regretted the past so many years of my life because I hadn't seen that movie yet. Oh my gosh, was it fantastic, and did it change my viewpoint on Batman himself. Fantastic movie. I didn't think anybody could do Heath Ledger's Joker. Or I didn't think anybody could do the Joker like Heath Ledger. But then when I saw Jack Nicholson portray the Joker, it was a totally different Joker, but I almost liked him better. In his own way. It was absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend you guys watch this movie. Just great. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually Tim Burton's first major feature film.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. You got one you want to mention?
Yes,
That's not
I-
Jurassic Park?
The Revenant.
Oh.
And
So-
this guy has not seen it yet.
I have not, but I do know that this was Leonardo DiCaprio's first Oscar-winning role.
Which he should have had one before.
Well, a lot of people say that.
Yes.
Yes, that is very true.
This film,
Inception. Psh, that should have been one right there.
with this film, as you watch it, you will be cold. You will feel what he feels. That's the way it's portrayed.
Isn't he attacked by a bear, though?
Yes, he is.
I don't think I want to feel that.
It's amazing though.
Okay.
It's beautiful. All
Really?
shot outside, all natural light.
I know. I heard that most of it was actually practical.
And half the film crew, from my understanding, quit because I think it was they had to hike several hours to the film locations, and they can only film for a couple hours, and then they had to hike back because it was so cold, and they had to go to their camp location. They couldn't send out helicopters because it was too high up or something
Really?
along the lines. Yeah, there are certain
Wow.
locations.
I can only
Or it
imagine
was
the
too-
breathing.
no,
If
it
you
was-
get that high of an altitude, you've got a hard
Well,
time breathing because
I
of the
believe
air.
also too is because of the density of the forest too.
Yeah.
But it's all natural light. I mean, it's
Wow.
and it opens up explosive.
Yeah.
And beautiful film.
You gotta have some
great
tough
story.
equipment to go through that.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
but yeah. I'd love to see what kind of equipment they're running on that.
Yes, I didn't really look into that, but good film though. Must watch.
So we've talked about some more gear and mentioned movies just for fun. Great one from me. Great one from him.
Yep.
let's move on. You've got another resource for everybody.
Yeah, nofilmschool.com has
yes.
They have some great resources, great articles, all aspects of filming, and just good topics in general.
Post, and production.
And also they have some fun stuff, like they put a GoPro at the end of an arrow and shot it. It's kind of like, okay, whatever. It's interesting. It's just
experimental.
Experimental, exactly. So it's cool that they were able to show it, and just all kinds of cool things like that.
Which honestly, I don't think enough experimental filmmaking really happens anymore.
It doesn't.
People try to stick too much to the rules.
Well, rules are made to be broken.
Exactly.
So, especially in filmmaking.
And apparently GoPros are too, because I can only imagine the impact that GoPro went through afterwards.
Yes. It got a few scratches from my understanding.
GoPros are made to be broken. That's not a very good slogan. They should never use that.
No.
All right.
Moving on.
Excellent. So No Film School is definitely a great resource.
Yes.
So another great resource, and moving on to some more gear.
Yeah.
A single gallon of flat DIY green screen paint.
Yes. Voila.
So I actually talked about this 2-3 episodes ago for prep.
Went over all the details on how to do it.
Exactly. So if you want specifics on picking out your paint, definitely watch that episode, which you can find up there. And I've had my green screen now for probably about 8-9 months, something like that.
And used it several times already.
Many times, and
it's
really
worked a lot.
It really does a fantastic job for the price.
Yeah. Yes.
Because when you consider that's like $25 versus like $80 for a gallon of the professional stuff and everything.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't give that quotes, because they really do some. I've looked up the science. They do some very specific stuff to make it very good. But for $25 versus $80, you can't exactly argue. Yeah. So definitely check that out. Definitely check out the episode.
One issue though is that it is a little shiny though. So
it is a little too much. But also I go into the other ways that you could possibly get around it.
Yeah.
Ones that I haven't necessarily done myself, but are definitely things that I will be looking into, and you guys may want to as well. So definitely check out the episode. All right, and moving on from there, why don't you go ahead and share another resource?
All right, so another one is Indie Film Hustler.
I've actually never heard of this one.
Indie Film Hustle. It's kind of like the same thing like No Film School, but it's kind of like it, but it's different though. They have a lot more. It seemed like more in-depth articles.
I gotta look this up because I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, I actually found it last night.
Wow.
When I was coming up with the list.
Yeah, I'm always on keeping an eye out for these kind of places.
So I haven't really looked too much into it, but the few articles I did read on, they actually went in depth on those particular things, and it had a lot of like top 10s and different things like that.
So are they kind of tutorial based, or are they more like informing based?
Honestly, as of right now, I don't know.
Right.
I ran out of time and I couldn't get it. But from what I did read, they have a lot of good information.
Okay.
And it's something that I would definitely look in. Like anytime you look at No Film School, give them a check out too.
Actually, go ahead and remind me when we turn it off. I gotta check out that website.
Yes.
Because this actually does sound really good.
Yeah, it is. It's.
I always love finding out new resources like this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. For a little bit I read. So
excellent.
Yeah. Moving on, I believe cameras now.
Yes, this is actually our last section between the both of us actually, because we both contributed to this part a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as gear goes, starting off with DSLR/mirrorless cameras. My choice was the Canon 5D Mark IV. This was the long-awaited 4K DSLR from Canon. Wow, was it a long wait. We're talking like 2 years, I think it was. Everybody was like, okay, when is Canon going to come out with one? When is Canon going to come out with one? Oh, Panasonic did. Sony did. When is Canon? And so they finally came out with a big one, the Canon 5D Mark IV, which I really think you could call the 5D Mark 4K, just because of the hype and everything. Because it really looks like it's absolutely fantastic. But there's a little bit of a kicker.
What's that?
$4,400. And I believe that's body only. It may include a lens. I did not write that down. I should have. No, it's okay. It comes with a 24 to 70 millimeter lens.
Okay.
I read the URL.
Wow, that's
But yeah, $4,400. So you got to ask yourself the question: why would you go for that when you could go for something else? And that includes a kit lens. It's not necessarily even a great lens. So there's a lot of things you could go over, but it is my pick because it's finally, Canon's long-awaited 4K DSLR.
Yes.
Which you could include the 1DC or the 1DX, but those are the professional $15,000, and it wasn't in people's realm of 4K DSLR.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on.
Yeah.
Let's get into camcorder/cinema camera.
Nice.
I love this list. All right, so my pick. I think I've actually mentioned this about 2-3 times over the past couple seasons, not necessarily in the Christmas episode, although I think I may have mentioned it last Christmas video. It's the JVC GY-LS300, and I keep bringing this up because I really, really want one, and it looks so amazing, and it is an unbelievable deal at just over $2,700. Now that is without a lens, but it shoots 4K with firmware upgrades. It has log video recording. You can go on and on. 4K at 30 FPS. I mean, it's like I want this camera. I really do.
If you're gonna go with the 4K, you gotta have a computer that can handle it, though.
Yes, for sure. And I'm about to upgrade my system over some time, which I'll go into more in the future, I'm sure.
And you gotta completely upgrade your whole system. And so just keep that in mind. If at any time if you're able to use 4K for whatever reason,
yep.
Just keep that in mind. You're talking about upgraded hard drives. It takes longer to transfer, all kinds of stuff, processing.
Yeah. 4K is 4 times the size of 1080p, which we did cover over in our resolution episode, which you can watch here.
And also that means you're gonna fill up space really quick.
Oh yeah.
And that means, so if you're on set and you're having to transfer off your SD or off your card over to an SD of some kind, it's gonna take very long. Actually, you're probably gonna have to be waiting half the time transferring files if you don't have another card for your camera.
Or you're gonna spend more money trying to get more SD cards and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. But
so 4K is an upgrade. Not just in your camera.
It's
not
just
just
a
in your
major
camera.
upgrade. But if you can use it, it's nice because you can really draw a lot more out of the lens.
Exactly.
You can draw a lot more out.
Yeah.
But the camera.
But I tell you, the camera to go for is GY-LS300. It's beautiful. I've talked about it for about a couple years now, I think. Ever since it came out, really. It's just beautiful. Records to SD cards. Great extendability. You can get it in micro 4/3. I mean, it's like, I just want this camera.
Yes.
All right, so enough geeking over the GY-LS300. Let's geek out about his camera choice.
So, for me, what I'm going with is with the GoPros.
Ooh.
Yes. So, you don't.
I love a GoPro.
Yes, you don't want to have them as your main camera. They're not. You don't want that.
Especially with the lens. Yeah.
That can be fixed.
You can
fix that. But the Hero 5s, they're very new.
I didn't even hear about them.
They're very nice too.
Yeah.
The Hero, I would recommend the Hero 5 Black. Biggest reason that you can change the battery. The Hero.
Also, the other ones can't.
No, the Hero 5 Session. The Hero 5 Session. You cannot change the battery. It's a little square one.
Right.
And then you have the Hero Session, which is, I guess, the bottom of the line. It's like $200. The Hero 5 Session is $300, and
okay.
I believe that's the price.
They got a lot of different levels.
Yeah. But I would recommend going with the Hero 5 Black, especially because there's great deals going on right now. You're talking about 4K, and
it looks fantastic.
You got the wide angle lens. You're able to shoot full, with a 16 by something. I forget what was their ratio.
Right. You said aspect ratio.
Super view. The super
view. Okay. Yes.
And which is nice.
The wide angle lens and everything.
And the stabilization now when you're shooting in 1080p is amazing. I mean, you're talking.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it digital image stabilization, or is it like lens? I would think
it's actually it's both.
Really?
Yes.
I have
my
not
understanding.
seen
It's both.
I need to look this up.
The problem though with it is, it's now a little bit thicker. It has a waterproof case for up to about 10 meters, but the problem is that you have to now buy an extra case on top of that in order to make it go deeper.
Right.
And the case, or it's not really a case, it's like a frame. It doesn't protect the lens. So you're running into those issues, but overall, I definitely recommend a Hero 5 if you can afford it. If you can't, the Hero 4 Black Edition is still great.
It still does 4K at 30 FPS, I think.
It does. But if you can get one, go with the Hero 5. It's a great investment.
Oh yeah.
And
it holds its value.
It does.
The GoPros really hold value.
And the way it's looking, I'll be getting one shortly, hopefully. And
we'll definitely be using that a good
bit.
We're
using it a lot. So
I got a car. Hey. All right. Okay, so I guess that concludes our list, really.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for watching. Merry Christmas to all of you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, definitely. And man, this is the last episode of Premiere Prep.
But new changes, and
it's
going
not
forward.
The end.
No,
it's not the end. It's a new scene. It's a new scene. It's scene change.
It is. Scene change. Exactly.
Yeah. Moving on to bigger and better things, I would actually have to say.
Yes. And more tutorials and such whenever we
lightsaber video coming soon.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yes.
that's going to be fun, which I haven't shown you guys yet, but you will definitely be seeing it by the new year.
Okay.
All right. So,
Actually, I've only seen bits and pieces of it, so
it's taken a little while for post-production, but it's looking good.
that's nice.
Trust me, man.
Okay.
All right. All right. So, again, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. You can find links to all this stuff in the description below. Absolutely. And like, share, comments, and subscribe. I'm your host, Micah Pendleton,
And Michael Saka?
signing off for the last time on
Yes.
Premiere Prep. Dream big.
Hey, small.
I'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye. That's a wrap.
That's the Premiere Prep episode.